Absolutely, Asuma. Thank you ever so much for that context. The dire situation across the country, something we will continue to monitor. We move to Asia, and at least 8 people have been killed in flash floods in northern China on Sunday, with 4 others still missing as the East Asian monsoon continues to batter the world's second largest economy. According to reports, the banks of a river flowing through Inner Mongolia's grasslands burst at around 10 p.m. on Saturday, sweeping away 13 campers near Bayonne city, a key agricultural hub. 1 person has been rescued. Since July, China has endured weeks of extreme weather, pounded by heavier than usual downpours as the monsoon stalled over the country's north and south. Since July, China has endured weeks of extreme weather, pounded by these rains. Of course, the reports are stating that weather experts attribute the shifting pattern to climate change as flash floods displace thousands and threatens billions of dollars in economic losses. Heavy rains in Beijing last month left 44 people dead, with the capital's rural suburbs hardest hit, while a landslide in neighbouring Hebei province killed another 8 people, according to local officials. While joining us to discuss the latest deadly flash flood incident that we are seeing across the world, Desmond Majekadunmi, who is an environmentalist, joining us live from London. Desmond, as always, a pleasure to have you on the programme. Unfortunately, again, we're talking about death and destruction caused by a natural disaster. The simultaneous incident in China is happening with, of course, flash flooding in Pakistan as well. Why are rains so much heavier this year, and why are they leading to deadly flash floods?
Indeed, they are so much heavier. In fact, in some areas, they are 30%, 25%. Generally, they're just heavier all over the world. Rains in one corner, heat-driven fires in the other corner. The one that started on the 4th of July, American Independence Day, in the desert there is still burning today. 40% is still on fire. This is classic climate change, or it can be very clearly classified as karma. Karma is consequences for your actions. And I do believe that the world generally can learn a lot from India's philosophy. Because from my limited knowledge, I do know that the Indian population take these rules and regulations of action begetting reaction very seriously. Having said that, unfortunately, India herself, Pakistan, has not been left out of this whole flooding. The big sign, though, is that let's take this as a warning, because what we are doing against nature that she has to react to is not improving very much. So let's start caring for nature. Let's start being far more loving.
Yes, Desmond, what is the financial impact that governments will be facing off the back of this flash flooding? Of course, not just civilian loss, but also infrastructure. How hard is that for governments and local authorities to deal with?
Excellent question, because the financial impacts of these various financial environmental disasters, especially like the flooding or even the fires, they far exceed the cost of mitigating it. And this is the wake-up call. It's going to cost you far more in terms of your financial losses if you allow this to continue and to become more exacerbated, to become worse. So it is better to deploy the funds available now, obviously, to curtail this. And this means, cut back on the pollution. Hundreds of millions of tons of greenhouse gases, you must cut back on it, or you're going to lose far more than you gain. Not to mention massive amounts of tree planting. Billions of trees need to be planted, and the ones that are there must be protected. So the financial losses will far be outweigh the gains from preventing it from happening. After all, prevention is better than cure.
Yes, absolutely, Desmond. I wish we had longer to discuss this topic. Of course, you alluded to the wildfires that are burning across the world as well, a serious point of concern for so many, the environment, the impacts that it is having on civilians across the world. Thank you ever so much for your insight. It's a topic we will, of course, continue to discuss. But for now, that is all we have